And we are back, folks. It is 7:29 on a Wednesday morning here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com, live here in the Suburban Chevrolet Make the Choice studios. And midway through the 7 o'clock hour every Wednesday, we talk to Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich to get our baseball fix. Coach Bakich, good morning.
Good morning, Sam. Hey, Ira. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Glad that you can join us, Coach, and glad that you guys are preparing for your home opener, so Michigan fans get a chance to see some Michigan on the diamond starting today. But before we get to that, Coach, let's kind of look back to the Big Ten, to the opening of the Big Ten slate. You were down in Bloomington taking on Indiana. No, it didn't start off the way that you wanted with a couple of losses, but you ended strong with a 4-3 victory over the Hoosiers. But let's start off with game number one last Friday down in Bloomington. It's a 5-3 loss to the Hoosiers down there.
Yeah, that was it was a good atmosphere. They had over 2,000 people, and Indiana obviously is a veteran team and going to the World Series last year. And it was one of those situations where I think we probably wish we had a lot of those opportunities back, because that was definitely a game when you kind of dissect it and go through it. If we were maybe more of a veteran team or just played a little bit better, that's a game that we take. And Indiana's obviously a very talented team. They've got a lot of star players, but that was a game where they didn't play their best, and we could have capitalized and got a W on that Friday night. So that was a tough one, but they're a good club, and so they didn't let their mistakes beat them too bad to lose the game. But that was a game that I thought, talking with the coaching staff, that we'd like to have that one back.
And so I kind of talk me through it just a little bit, because I think I know what you're talking about. There was a bases loaded, one out situation in the second. And then late in the game, it looked like the rally was upon you. You had runners at the corners in the ninth, and wasn't able to get them across. In those situations, looking back on them, was it an approach thing? I mean, what did you see from a coaching perspective?
Well, we had, like you said, the second inning we had runners in scoring position. We also had it in the first inning as well. And you can win a game, win or lose a game in the first and second inning, just like you can just as easily in the eighth or ninth inning. So even though the eighth and ninth innings are always magnified, if you've got scoring opportunities early in the game, you've got to capitalize on those. And so, yeah, it was. I think it was an approach thing. You got Joey Donato, who's Indiana's senior Friday night starter, who had just made a couple of mistakes early, and we've got to do a better job offensively of making him throw pitches up in the zone that we can drive to the big part of the park out in the middle of the field. And it was a situation where once we got runners in scoring position, like most pitchers, they stopped throwing you fastballs because they're not going to let you just tee off on their fastball. And they started throwing a lot of an off-speed mix. They're breaking balls and change-ups. And we just have to do a better job of laying off those pitches down in the zone and making the pitchers elevate those pitches and staying in the middle of the field with those. You can't get pull happy and you can't chase out of the zone. And so tough lesson. That's kind of been a little bit of an Achilles heel for us offensively for these first few weeks is just hitting with runners in scoring position. Our batting average with runners in scoring position is under 200, which that's also been a cause of some bad luck too. We've squared some balls up, but that's not going to be the case moving forward. Our guys bats are going to heat up, and we're going to get greedy with runners in scoring position.
Right, yeah, part of the growing pains when you have young guys kind of in those situations for the first time at this level. So game two, Coach, it just really seemed like you talked about Indiana not playing their best in the first game. Game two, was it just a matter of them being on their game on the mound?
Well, yeah, exactly right. They have another veteran pitcher, Kyle Hart, was on the mound, a left-hander, much like the Friday night starter, a kid who changes speeds very well, throws 3 pitches for strikes, and their offense did a good job of scoring some runs early. So in both Friday and Saturday, it seemed like we were battling back a lot. And, that once you're down 2-3 runs as an offense, it limits your opportunities because you never want to make any outs on the bases when you're down 3-4 runs. So, you can't quite be as aggressive stealing bases, hitting and running, slash and run, all that stuff that we like to do. So, yeah, they held us down pretty good, and, they played like, to their potential on that Saturday and beat us 5-1, and they got a great pitching performance from their Saturday starter.
We're talking to Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Coach, you know me, I like to focus on the positive, and it just so happens that you ended on a high and positive note, winning the finale 4-3, and you got a number of great performances. Travis Mazies was big for you guys in that contest.
Well, I'm like you, Sam. I like to focus on the positives too. So if we could only talk about our wins here, you talk about Travis Mazies. He had an unbelievably clutch performance, but it was an incredible team win. We got a bunch of guys in the game. We had 7 pitchers pitch. Travis broke the game open, but it was the things that led up to that set the stage for Travis in that inning. We're talking about him hitting a bases clearing 3 RBI double with 2 outs to take the lead. But it was the guys setting the stage for him before that. Cole Martin, there's 2 outs, and Cole Martin takes a fastball the other way, gets a base hit, gets on base. Zach Zott comes up, drops a drag bunt down, puts pressure on their defense. They can't make the play. Now we got first and second. Eric Jacobson gets up there, battle. He's like fouling off pitches, and they make a mistake with a breaking ball up in the zone. He gets a hit by pitch. So now the bases are loaded, and Travis Mazies, where he swung out of the zone with runners in scoring position previously in the weekend, he has the discipline to hold the zone and gets the count in his favor to 2-0, where he can get a fastball to hit. He gets his fastball. He drills it down the right field line. All 3 runs score. It was a great play. It was a great example of clutch hitting, and really just taking advantage of an opportunity where we're making something out of nothing, because we had 2 quick outs there, and then those 3 guys prior to Travis getting on base and then scoring.
You talked about Eric Jacobson. You started him at second base the final 2 games of that series, and he responded 4 for 6 with a run scored. Also came up with big on the defensive side of the equation as well. Well,
I'll tell you what, Eric Jacobson is the ultimate team player. He's a great teammate. He was our second baseman last year when we had the 10-game win streak, and he got his opportunity, and he took advantage of it. He was our quality at-bat winner of the week. He had great success at the plate, and he's the guy that everybody cheers for and wants to have success. And so he proved to be a terrific catalyst for us and had a positive impact on the 2 games that he played. And I don't think we win those games or win that game on Sunday without Eric Jacobson.
All right, so Coach, we've talked a lot about Jackson Lamb here, and I know it's been a process getting him back physically, ready to go on a daily basis. But boy, I've heard so much about this great catch he made. If you can kind of talk us through it, and based on the descriptions that have been out there, it sounds like he's doing pretty well physically right now.
Well, it sure looked like it when he lays out and makes a Web Gem Sports Center highlight reel catch. Basically, the stage was the 8th inning. We're winning 4-3. There's 2 outs, and there's runners on, I believe, first and third, or first and second. There's two runners on base. So you got the tying run and the go-ahead run, and it's the bottom of the 8th now. So if these runs score, they try to close it out in the top of the 9th and win the game. And basically, Jackson Lamb, there's a runner on first base, so we're playing in no doubles defense. So our outfield is deep, our corner infielders are guarding the lines, and one of their veteran hitters comes up, a kid named Will Nolden, and we got Jacob Cronenworth in the mound for a 2-inning save, and Croney just left his split finger fastball up a little bit in the zone, and a veteran hitter does what you do when you make a mistake with an off-speed pitch up in the zone and you smash it. And he crushed it down the right field line. And when he hit the ball, I think everybody was a little bit deflated, because you could see the ball kind of tailing. It was hooking down the line. It looked like right off the bat that was going to be a sure double, and they were going to take the lead. But Jackson Lamb got whatever he is, 6'8", and his long legs. They started pumping, and he's got great speed. He's a terrific athlete. But all of a sudden, his closing speed, kind of like a la Pat Biondi closing speed, he comes out of nowhere, dives, lays out full horizontal with the ground. As he's about to hit the ground, the ball goes right into his glove. His head hits the ground. His hat goes flying. He slides 6 feet, holds his glove up. I didn't see the actual catch live. What I saw, and this will always be imprinted on my mind, was the entire dugout getting elevated about 6 feet off the ground in an explosion of energy, and they all ran out to right field. It was one of the best catches in the biggest moments of a game that I've seen this year for sure, if not in a long, long time. And it was a momentum catch. It was just a terrific clutch play, a game-winning play, and hopefully that can spark a nice little run for the Michigan baseball team to go on.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of what sounds like a number of clutch plays in that game, in the finale, no less, after 2 losses. What a great way for your team to respond. And you just. I think you set the stage for the final inning really well. They score. They're trying to close out the game. Instead, it's you, Michigan, closing out the game, trying to slam the door. And Alex Lakatos came in and did just that, Coach. I'm looking at the stats for him right now. In the final 2 games of the series, he didn't allow a hit. He struck out 4 and 3 in the third. And you look at his stats on the season: 1.23 ERA, 9 strikeouts, and 7 in the third innings pitched.
Well, he's a guy that, he's always had good stuff. And his first 3 years, the command wasn't there. And what Al has done this year in his senior year is it looks like he has put it all together, and he's put it all together from a confidence standpoint, because he is a completely different person on the mound with his presence and his poise and his confidence and body language, and he is pounding the zone with a fastball, a slider, and a split finger. And he looks the way he pitched on Saturday and Sunday was phenomenal. Nobody would have hit him, and he's going to get the start today. And this team here, we've taken so many blows, so many close games, so many disappointments, just playing a tough schedule, 24 consecutive games on the road. So our guys are battle-tested. They're tough. They're resilient. We're ready to play some games at Michigan and really start playing our best baseball coming up.
All right, so nice home stretch here. And, Coach, you just said it, the Wolverines take on Western Michigan, 4 o'clock today. And I don't know what it is about the baseball guys, Coach. A week ago today, the weather was outstanding. You can look out today, there's frost on the ground. Hopefully it'll be gone by the time you guys take the field this afternoon. But Western Michigan today, and then Iowa this weekend. So if you can tell us a little about your next 2 opponents. And folks, Western Michigan today at 4 o'clock. They're going to take the field against Iowa Friday at 4 o'clock. And we'll give you the game times for the last 2 of that series. But Western Michigan and Iowa, Coach, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, Western Michigan, it's our home opener, so we would appreciate as much attendance. Don't worry about the frost. We're playing rain, frost, snow, doesn't matter. That game's going on at 4 o'clock. The first 250 fans, you're going to get free hot chocolate, so even further incentivize you to come on out and cheer us on. But Western Michigan's a team that came in here last year and beat us, and that's just not going to happen today. And our guys are going to be fired up to play. I think they've got a lot of confidence right now. And we're excited just to get home and play on our new turf. And the facility looks incredible. Western Michigan, I think just like Eastern or Central or any team that comes in here, we're going to have the bullseye on our back. And so they're going to give us all they've got. They're kind of throwing a lot of their different pitchers. They're starting with a left-hander. He's thrown a little bit this year, not a whole lot, but I think they're just going to try to mix and match and throw a lot of different pitchers at us. They'll be gunning for us, but I think we're going to win the energy battle on that one. Our guys are pretty excited. that's all we're really focused on. Iowa, we certainly are looking forward to playing at home this weekend as well. Iowa's playing very well. They took 2 or 3 from Nebraska this past weekend. New coaching staff, he's got them believing. They're playing well. Their record is reflective of it, and that's going to be an extremely tough test as well. But we're excited to kind of stick with our routine and sleep in our own beds and be at home and represent Michigan, represent the Maize and Blue and the Block M for an 8 or 9 game homestand, whatever it is, and just excited to be home and play on our home field.
Yeah, exactly, Coach. And you're coming in the game on a high note after a great performance last Sunday. Again, Michigan versus Western Michigan over at the Wilpon Complex, 4 o'clock this afternoon. So get out and support the Maize and Blue. Then they'll take the field again against Iowa Friday, 4 o'clock, Saturday, 2 o'clock, Sunday, 1 o'clock. So again, plenty of opportunity to get out and see some diamond action, Maize and Blue style. Well, Coach B, we look forward to talking to you next week, and good luck.
All right, Sam. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks a lot. That was Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich. And, again, sometimes it's one game. Sometimes it's one game where you see so many clutch plays happen. That could be the difference in making more of those close contests come out on the other side of the ledger for Michigan. A lot of close games for Michigan this year already in this young season. A lot of 1-2-run games. They got one against Indiana to close things out, and it took some clutch moments. All right, we got to get to a break. When we come back on the other side, recruiting roundup. You have those recruiting questions. Fire them in now, 734-998-1050. Tweet us at Michigan Insider. Email us at studio@WTKA.com. You can tweet me directly at SamWeb77. Recruiting roundup when we return here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, the official voice of University.